Hi, I'm Will from Tested.
I'm Norm from Tested.
Norm, I have an iPad 2 in my left hand.
Many of you might have received iPad 2s for the holidays. It's a great gift. And the first thing you want to do is get apps. So many apps.
I have lots of apps. 15 essential apps that everybody should put on their iPad right now. Some are free, some cost money. They are all awesome. Let's go. Instapaper.
Oh my goodness. How essential, how much more essential can you get than Instapaper?
It's the essentialist of essentials. Where else can you get an iPhone 4S review, Vladimir Putin, democracy and activism in Russia, and a biscuit recipe that is totally rad?
Yeah, it's not new, although the latest version, 4.0, is very new. Instapaper is a service, it's an app. You have to pay for it. It lets you bookmark articles that you read online, whether on your iPad, on your desktop, on your laptop, to read later in the app. And it strips out all the formatting. The interface is wonderful. And it actually does not take, don't worry, it doesn't take page views away from your favorite news sources.
Man, I don't want to read the Christopher Hitchens story. That makes me really bummed out.
Super sad.
And then,
you can save stories, like them, archive them, and my favorite part, the editor's pick section. So it pulls from this website called Give Me Something to Read.
Yeah.
And like, for example, this is a Vanity Fair story. It'll actually go visit the website, so you give them the hit, and then it'll strip out the text and present it in a really simplified text-only format. So if you go to your Read Later tab.
Yeah, so basically what it does is it gives you the stuff that is the most, it's like having a really interesting friend, is the way I like to think of Instapaper. And it caches it locally on the device, so you can read it when you're on the train or airplane or someplace that doesn't have internet access. Which is great if you have an iPad or iPhone that's not 3G.
Plenty of options to configure how you want the text to be displayed, fonts, brightness, and it's just very well thought out. The app is updated. Every update to the app has improved the experience.
Yeah, which is unusual.
And there is an additional service if you want to add search. You do have to pay a monthly.
I think it's $2 a month or something, $2 for 3 months or something like that. I don't think you need to pay for the search. The app is $4 or $5 on its own. It is really, really good for that. You can connect it with some social stuff so you can share. We've talked about Instapaper a lot. I'm not going to do it anymore. You should get Instapaper. I'm not a fan of many things, but I am a fan of this app. More ways to read. This is Flipboard. We talked about Flipboard with the iPhone version the other day. This is the iPad version. That is really super gross that we're leading off with. Thank you, Mike Henry.
There it goes. That looks more like a magazine. Flipboard is a really cool aggregator, which takes all your social feeds, so posts made from your Twitter feeds and your Facebook feed, and presents it in a really interesting, almost magazine-like way. So
you can do all sorts of stuff. You can make custom channels that are just, like this Tested Staff and Stories is stuff that people who write on Tested have shared, right? So it's both the Tested All accounts, so it's everything we post and all the videos we make, plus stuff that like Matt and Wes and you and I and other people on staff share on their Twitter feeds. You can also just hook it up to your Twitter feed or your Facebook page and just scrape, and it'll pull all the links out of your Twitter feed. So any link that you would put there is just going to pop up. It's really, really good. Like you can go in here and look, here's the Star Wars cupcakes, and then you can make a diagram for it. Or snowflakes rather. I think this is a great way, as I've said before, Sunday morning when I'm drinking a cup of coffee and I just want to kind of graze some news, this is the way I do it. It's a great app for that. It's a really kind of sassy way to put together, to aggregate news. And they also do curated sections as well. So don't know why this is still here, but I'm gonna get rid of that. And you can go and add kind of all sorts of stuff there's like tons and tons of both curated and socially aggregated content. So if I want to see tech and science stuff, it is the best tech and science stuff on the web, according to the people at this particular app. It's good. Kindle.
Oh, talk about essentials. Kindle is everywhere. Not just on your Kindles, but also on basically any device. You have it on your desktop, you have it in the web browser, and of course you have it on your mobile devices, the iPad. The Kindle app, you basically use this every day.
This is literally the way I read books and books mostly. The beautiful thing about the Kindle is that instead of just building an ebook reader, Amazon has actually built a platform for ebook reading. So the app on the iPad, while maybe not the best experience anymore when compared to the new Kindle Touch interface and that kind of stuff, is still a very, very good ebook reading experience. It does the thing that I really like about reading on an LCD at night, where you can turn the brightness all the way down.
And this is independent of your iPad's brightness. So
full bright up there, full bright there, all the way down.
What happens if you double brightness down? Then it'll be like
you can literally make it go all the way away.
Wow.
There we go. So you can read in the pitch black and everything works really well. I can't recommend this app highly enough. I'm not a huge fan of DRM as a general rule. There is DRM associated with Kindle, but because of the sync, the way it syncs your place. So, for example, if I want to pick up, I finished Reamd the other day, but if I go here and hit sync, it's going to say, oh, hey, this is not where you're at. You're over here, and it'll take me to the last page I read, which was about the author page for Neil Stephenson. If you read, Kindle's the way to go, I think, at this point.
Now, you got to keep in mind, you can't actually buy new books from the Amazon store
that is an important
the app.
point.
You have to go load up the website on your computer.
You can, however, access all the stuff that you've bought in the past. So this is the whole list of all the books I bought since I started using Kindles years ago. I find that the website is the best way to buy books anyway. The interface in the app before and in the browser on the mobile stuff is nearly okay.
Look at me. I read a lot of books, archived items, 115 books.
Well, Gina reads some books too. Twitter.
Oh, this app is almost, it's like one step away from being built into the iPad. If you have iOS 5 on any new iOS device.
The service is built in, the app is not. You can hook any app into it. This is my favorite Twitter client anywhere. I like this better than the desktop clients, I like this better than the website, I like this better than the phone clients.
More than Tweetbot even.
More than Tweetbot, I like it more than anything else. I think that just the way that you click on the thing that you want to see, it gives you the web page built in. Well, this is an iTunes link, so that's probably not a good idea. But you click on it, it brings up the story in a browser. You can make the browser full screen. It is a fantastic way to enjoy content from your Twitter feed. It's a little more directed than something like Flipboard or one of those types of utilities. I think that this is without a doubt, the best Twitter client. And it does things like, well, when you have a YouTube video or something like that, this is Leah's Snowflakes again. It gives you a video player in here. It's context aware.
Yeah.
It's really smart. It works both ways. I prefer the portrait landscape. And when you want to get rid of a tab that you don't need anymore, you just swipe out to the right and it disappears, which is really cool.
Please don't change this app, Twitter. Don't make it like the new iPhone app. And again, easy to manage accounts. You just hit your
I have
account.
4 accounts hooked up here. I never mess up. I'm no Matt Rory. I'm not posting stuff from the screen account when I mean to post it from my personal account. Just saying. This is the best Twitter client. Please, for the love of God, Twitter, don't mess it up. Please. Snapseed. I thought this was a cool app before, but now with the advent of the camera roll, the photo stream rather, it is magical. So I can take an image rather, photo that I shot, say, 2 weeks ago or whatever, that's in the cloud. I'm going to grab this.
Yep.
So this is a picture I took last weekend on my iPhone. Magically, through the power of the internet, comes over onto the iPad. It's just there. And then you can do some relatively deep touch-up work on the picture. So I can straighten it.
Ooh, cool.
I'm going to not actually do that. You can do deep tuning. This is the neat thing. So you can choose the different tools you're going to use. So you can do white balance, contrast, saturation, all that kind of stuff. And you can do it on selective areas. And so you select the tool that you're using by going vertically, and then you apply it or remove it by scrolling right or left. And you can see what's actually happening on the thing at the bottom of the screen. So what it does basically is it gives you JV Photoshop, on the go.
Yeah, I would definitely call it more image tuning than image editing.
It is definitely image tuning.
Yeah,
yes.
You're technically editing the image, but you're not doing crazy cutouts and layers and stuff.
Ooh, I've not seen this one before. So yeah, this is details, sharpening, and structure. I don't know what either of these do, but they look cool. Let's add structure. Oh. That made my
brought
picture.
out those oysters.
Yeah, look at those oysters pop. And then, of course, the other thing is it has all of the cheesy filters. I'm not a huge fan of these. I think they actually charge for them. I'm going to tilt shift some oysters. Hold on, bring this down.
Yep. So where do you want your focus? Right there.
Why not? Right?
Okay.
Or do I want it on the boat and
No,
the oysters look tiny?
All right,
no.
all right.
I don't know.
There you go.
And then you.
You're a photographer.
Look. I'm in the future. The future. Yeah, Snapseed rather is it's much more useful post iOS 5 than it was pre iOS 5. I think it's a really good app. Apple actually made this one of their apps of the year for iPad, so take that with what you will. And you can add frames. Adobe Ideas. What we're looking at right now, 2 different things. On my screen in my lap is the canvas, something I can draw on. What you're seeing is the finished canvas without the tools attached.
Yeah, only on AirPlay. That's kind of cool. It's amazing that still today the iPad does not include some type of doodling app natively for note taking. I mean, there's notes and you can type notes out, but you can't just sketch something with your fingers. I mean, that's something that I think is essential. And so Adobe Ideas does that. It's been around for a while. It's pretty basic. You can add colors. You can pay for layers. I don't think you really need that.
I didn't pay for layers.
But it's so easy to just doodle, and you can scale. You can zoom in and out. You can actually do a lot of detailed drawings. It's really fun, actually.
One of the neat things about this app is it translates your finger drawings into vectors. So it's a very small file. And what we're seeing right now is, I didn't realize you could use this as a presentation tool, kind of. Like if you're in a meeting, wanted to brainstorm with people and have an Apple TV in your conference room. Pretty rad. I am very clearly not at all artistic. I think they charge, what, like $2 for layers or something like that?
Powers of 10, zoom out. Just pinch out, and then you can draw. Oh, there you go.
Wait, that's the edge of the canvas. Oh my God. And it's all multi-touch gestural and all that stuff. I don't use this app very much. You use it all the time, Norm, I know. So I apologize that my doodle is
Smiley faces.
Terrible. Yeah, I'm going to just erase all of this. I need a bigger eraser. Make the eraser huge. Huge! Dropbox.
This is the companion app to the Dropbox service, one of our favorite services. Cloud storage, basically. You sign up for free, you get 2 gigs, and you can access these files not only from your desktop, but also from the iPad with this app.
Yeah, so there's no file system on the iPad that you can access as a user, but this gives you a way to do things like play music files from your computer and play video files from your computer, upload photos from the iPad directly to the internet in a way that you can just grab them in your file system when you get back to your desktop. It's a very handy app. You get 2 gigs free with Dropbox. The app's free. You can pay for more storage space, or you can refer a bunch of friends to get more storage space as well. I like Dropbox a lot. We were going to talk about video streaming apps, but none of them allow you to stream out over AirPlay using HDCP. So we're going to talk about how awesome video streaming is briefly, and that there are things like HBO Go and Hulu Plus and Netflix and Max Go and all sorts of other services that I'm not thinking about right now. They're all out there. You can see them. I could be watching Red Riding Hood right now, but I don't think I want to. Maybe, I don't know. This seems like a bad idea.
If you pay for HBO, which I think is kind of expensive, it's $20 a month on top of your cable service. It's nice that HBO Go is a free companion app to that service, so you can access your video, the HBO videos, most of their TV shows, and a lot of the movies anywhere.
Yeah, and even if your provider doesn't allow you to do HBO Go on like the Xbox or something like that, you can frequently still do it on the iPad because they're less stringent with mobile devices. Netflix is also awesome. There's plenty of great ways to get amazing video on the iPad right now. Scribblenauts!
Ooh, possibly the first real game? Full game?
No, there were real full games before, but I mean this
on the iPad.
This is a DS game originally, and this is kind of an updated version of Super Scribblenauts. It's a fantastic game for iPad.
It works so well on the iPad.
Well, and it supports all of the iOS 5 stuff, so it syncs your save games from phone to iPad, but this interface works. What should I? I'm gonna go with conservative.
Okay, sure.
I'm hoping it's Marge Thatcher. That's my goal.
Wow.
Okay, so I'm gonna give her the Constitution.
Aha. If you know what the game's about, you can create basically anything by typing it.
Caber's good too.
Typing it. And the objects interact with each other, and you can use them to pass levels. They collect stars and do all sorts of crazy stuff.
Oh my goodness!
Wow, you've gone over the edge.
Wow!
This is such a fun game. There are plenty of levels, and it just works so well on iOS.
Okay, I like where I'm going with this. Let's see, and then I'm going to give her World Peace.
Okay. I don't know. I don't think that exists in Scribblenauts.
Oh, nope. I'm going to give her a World Packy. I don't even know what a Packy is. There we go. Passy. There you go. This has taken some unintended turns. This game is fantastic. The game is less important than what you do in the game, which I know sounds kind of goofy, but the point is you just have to think about crazy stuff to put in, like, Saint Nick. And nope. Well,
Santa Claus.
That's not going to go well. Santa Claus is probably sometimes it has trouble with first-person stuff or proper nouns.
Bam.
Got Santa Claus though.
Well done.
And he's hungry because he's fat. Can we give Santa Claus what if he's throwing prizes out?
Milk and cookies.
I'm going to give him a sleigh.
Okay. Oh.
And reindeer. I love this game so much. It is really, really good. You should get it as well. It's Scribblenauts. It's one of our games of the year. Carcassonne.
A board game.
Carcassonne.
Oh, we're gonna do this again. Carcassonne or Carcassonne?
Carcassonne. Carcassonne?
The world may never know.
Carcassonne.
This is one of the first board games, European-style board games, ported over to the iPad in full.
Up until that point, it was all just like Monopoly and Scrabble and U.S. garbage.
Yes.
But this is a German board game. It has strategy and elements of randomness and chance and screwing over your friends and neighbors. It's been out for a long, long time. I still play it all the time.
Yeah.
They just updated it last week and added expansions.
It's amazing. Board games, creative board games are, I would say, almost better on the iPad than in real life.
Oh, look, he totally did the thing that I didn't want him to do.
No tiles to actually shuffle in person.
Yep. This game is a real pain in the ass to play in person. On the iPad, it works beautifully. We'll get to the other ones in a little bit. But yeah, I think board games are one of the game genres that works best.
You must try this out if you own a new iPad.
Yeah, and 2 expansions out if you've already played Carcassonne, you got tired of it. Rivers, and I can't remember what the other one is called, but it came out earlier this week, and it's like $3 for both of them. So well worth doing it. They're 10 or 20 bucks each when you buy them in the store. I can't recommend this enough. It's a brilliant, brilliant game. Continuing the board game hit parade, it's Alan Moon's Ticket to Ride.
Oh, I think probably one of your more favorite board games.
Well, both Carcassonne and Ticket to Ride are high on my board game list. Ticket to Ride is, of course, more accessible for people who are used to American-style board games. Mm-hmm. I'm going to just play by myself today.
And
no
also,
comments.
It's likely the second board game I would recommend over after someone's played Catan, which is very popular. So someone plays Catan, they know about the longest road gameplay feature, and then Ticket to Ride is similar to that.
Yeah.
We've done a full video just on this game. We're not going to explain the rules completely, but it doesn't take too long to learn, and there's a lot of replayability.
So, and there's a couple of things that are good about Ticket to Ride, especially. First, on the later versions of the game, the current release, you don't need internet connection to play. So that means if you're in the car with your kids or something like that, then they can play Ticket to Ride without having to have an internet connection with iPod Touches or iPhones or iPads, whatever. Second, there's a bunch of expansions for it. So there's like 3 game boards available now, a bunch of different modes available. All of that stuff is much, much cheaper than the physical versions, and it is very fun to play with pretty much anyone. I take this home at Christmas. I took Ticket to Ride home at Christmas last year. The whole family played it. We had a really good time. I can't recommend it enough. And I think board games on the iPad are a wonderful, wonderful thing. Now, Ascension is not a board game, but it is a deck building game like Dominion. There's a little more randomness to Ascension, because instead of playing against buying your cards out of a big stack of cards, you actually only have a pool of 6 cards you can choose from. So there's a little less player choice. It's a little bit more of a random element, which some people who like German-style board games are not so fond of. However, until Dominion is out for iOS, this is pretty much the next best thing.
Yeah, again, the tutorial actually is really good for learning this game.
Yeah.
And if you've played Magic: The Gathering, it's not like that at all. The cards kind of the same, but they do many different things, and the rules are different. It's a deck building game.
It's much simpler. It's a much simpler game than Magic in a lot of ways. You don't have to spend a ton of money to get to the point that you can actually play the game, which also is nice. It really does a good job of, like you said, teaching you how to play the game. There's a great deal of complexity here. There's, I think, 2 sets of cards available for this now. You get one with the default app, and then you can buy another set of like 30 or 40 cards for $2 from the app store as an in-game purchase expansion type thing.
And there's multiplayer. So if you have a friend who has an iPhone or an iPad, you guys can play.
So this is important to note. All of the games we've talked about today have at least online multiplayer, so you can play with 2 different devices. This is a universal app, so it'll work on iPhone and iPad, and some of them will even do pass and play. I don't think Ascension does. Ticket to Ride it has pass and play, as does Carcassonne. I'm really excited about the fact that Dominion's coming out later this year. Until then, this is my favorite deck building game on iOS. Norman Chan, what's your favorite part about Whale Trail?
The song.
It has the best music of any game I've played this year. Jetpack Joyride is a go right and do things game. I think that this game is lovely. It has delightful art. You play a whale who makes a trail. He basically poops rainbows as he flies through the air.
Eats colors.
And he has to get away from the black monster that chases him and stay away from the dark, gloomy clouds.
It's kind of like, you know, teaching your kids good.
Are you saying that this game is super racist?
No, you got to avoid cloudy days.
Yeah, don't let cloudy days get you down.
By eating the colors.
You should stay high instead. Wait, that's not what you should teach your kids at all.
And poop rainbows.
Poop, always poop rainbows.
Oh, it is such a delightful song.
I literally... Sometimes,
and now you're in Rainbow Frenzy.
Oh my God!
You can eat everything.
Look at me! I'm destroying the clouds. Oh my God! I'm so happy. I'm such a happy whale. I don't have to worry about getting eaten or harvested for whale oil or anything like that here in the clouds. And look at the background art. I mean, just take a moment and appreciate the lunacy and whimsy of this background art.
That cloud has wings.
It's a flying cloud, man.
Why does cloud need wings? Doesn't matter.
So you can go faster than other clouds. Oh, and I died. I wasn't paying attention. I was paying attention to the background art. Recently added is a challenge pack. I haven't played any of that stuff at all yet. I fully intend to now that I know it's there. And also, you can go to, hold on. You can see the music video for the Whale Trail song on the internet right now from the app. I like this game a lot. You should download it and play it. It's really good. Whale Trail. Our final selection for our favorite iPad games this year, the essential iPad games, is Infinity Blade. Have you played much Infinity Blade 2 yet, Norm?
Not number 2.
Oh.
This game looks amazing.
It is really, really good.
Yeah.
They've added much more. It's much more gamey. Before it was just kind of a cool combat system, and they added some game elements to it. And there's always been a story that wasn't necessarily immediately apparent that it's a story. Now you know it's a story from the beginning. They fixed the parry system, so it's a lot easier to use. A bunch of other stuff. The world changes as you... Well, tell the basic story of how Infinity Blade works.
It's not like an open world exploration game. You move from point to point. It is in a 3D world, and it's a series of fights. So you get to fight small bosses, big bosses, enemies. You get to also hunt for treasure.
Yeah.
Here goes...
That's me.
That's you.
Yeah, I've got big-ass swords.
Wow. Yeah, and you get to customize your armor. Tons of different armor and weapons.
So there's some microtransaction bullshit in this game, which, you know, I think is an unavoidable part of iOS gaming at this point. I'm actually okay with it because of the way that they approach the stuff. You can play the game without ever spending any additional money. I think it's $6 when you start out, $7 when you start out, rather. Let's find some combat. That's what we're missing right now. The combat's really good. The monsters look amazing.
Character design is so good in this game.
Hey, look. That looks like a statue, but it's really a bad guy that I'm going to have to fight.
Oh.
They've added dual wielding and two-handed weapons. Oh, man, I'm glad I'm still good at this. And then you slash to swipe. So I don't know if you were watching my fingers just then, but basically the whole thing is slash movements on the screen. Works really well. There's some basic magic and stuff. Oh, that was bad. Oh, wow. Parry. Oh no, I blame Perry for this. That's right. I can't talk and do this. You gotta talk.
It's a mix of adventuring and combat. The slashing, the animations are just wonderful.
Yeah,
it's so smooth, and the game just looks great. Look at those textures. It really, I think it's the best looking iOS game.
Yeah, if you want to show people what iOS gaming can be like, this is it. It's essentially the fighting game of iOS. They've almost found a way to make a single player fighting game without physical controls. Microtransaction stuff aside, which I really powerfully do not like. The microtransaction stuff's reasonably priced. It's worth playing even with all that stuff, just because it's so damn beautiful.
And they've added enough metagame to keep you interested in more than just the fighting.
Tons and tons of metagame. The fact that you can now dual wield and use two-handed weapons gives you a lot more stuff to do, depending and tweak the game more to your playstyle. I like parrying and I like using lots of small hits. If you wanted to stand there and block stuff, two-handed weapons are available, and of course you can do the old shield one-handed weapon thing as well. And there's all sorts of cool shit to figure out and unlock as you go, and secrets to be found. Infinity Blade 2, it's awesome. Whew, that barely seemed like 15 apps.
Yeah, that's a lot. Of course, there are many more in the app stores. We think that these are the ones that you can't live without.
Almost everyone should have these. Check them out. I love playing board games on the iPad. Those are my favorites. I love Ascension. It's my favorite game this year.
And of course, come back to test.com for more apps of days where we review a new app
What's
every
your
day.
favorite app this year, Norm?
My favorite app this year is still Adobe Ideas. Trying.
We'll be back next year with more apps. Until then, I'm Will.
I'm Norm.
See you guys next time.